Greetings everyone. Today we're gonna go over some combat basics in Wayfinder. There's certain things which the game doesn't explain very well, or it hasn't, or there's no guide and doesn't point it out. So some players might miss out on it. There's a setting that we're gonna go through which will change how the combat feels. But overall, just wanted to discuss some of the combat mechanics in the game. I'm gonna be using Wingrave, and I'm gonna be using a greatsword. So the idea here, first of all, is that there's a ground slam, which happens when you use the heavy attack button. So if I go do this, there's a ground slam move that you can use. This is true on all weapons, including daggers as well. You can also use this on guns. The ground slam is available on all weapon types. Second thing, like I said, so you have two buttons, right? There's a normal attack button, and this is your normal attack combo, and then there's a heavy attack button, which is slightly slower, but will do more damage. There's one thing you can do, which is you can chain your normal attacks into heavy attacks and your heavy attacks into normal attacks. So for instance, what I can do is I can start the normal attack chain, then switch into heavy attacks. Or I can start a heavy attack chain, then go into a normal attack chain. So this way you can determine if in case you ever want to switch things up, if you want to lengthen your combo, or maybe there's a certain effect that you're after, because I think the ground slam does have a bit of a knockback. There could be certain different percentages, attack percentages for each of the attacks in the combo string. So for example, the knockbacks and the ground slams, they could have the highest damage multiplier. We don't know that yet. That's information that I was not able to find anywhere, but I'm guessing that that's the case. I will try to break it down sometime during combat to see how much each hit does, and then maybe extrapolate from there. But simple applications could revolve around extending your combo chain. So normal combo chain is 4 attacks. What you can do is, as soon as you are about to go into the animation for the 4th attack for the ground slam, you can start spamming the heavy attack button. So it'll look something like this. Start spamming, and it's gonna take it into. So this becomes a 7-hit chain instead of a 4th hit chain. There is a slight delay though, so what you can do is, instead of waiting for the whole animation to end, you can just use a 3+2. So what's gonna happen is 1, 2, 3, and then use the heavy attack. So it becomes a different combo. So 1, 2, 3, heavy, heavy. This will change depending upon the sequence you use. So for instance, if I just go 1, 2 on the light and then heavy, you get 2 ground slams. If I go 1 normal, heavy, heavy, this is a quicker combo. So that's also something you can execute. Same for this. 1 heavy, normal, normal. So that becomes your chain. 1 heavy, 2 heavy, normal, normal. So you get 2 quick ground slams that way. Another thing to keep in mind is when you're sprinting, your attack changes. So you do a different attack when you're sprinting. This is a normal attack versus when you are standing or like starting a normal chain. Even when you're walking, you'll do a different attack, but when you're sprinting, you'll do a different attack. So that's something to keep in mind. At times it's useful. If you normally do these attacks, sometimes it just really helps get into the flow because it does a little bit of dash, so you cover a little bit of distance. One last thing overall that I would like to cover here is when you go into settings, there's an option here. When you go to controls, you slide down, there's an option which says enable targeting towards camera on mouse. If you turn that off and apply, this will become similar to some of the other games where you have combat that's similar to this. So initially what was happening was the attacks were going in the direction where my mouse was pointed. Now what I can do is I can control the direction of attacks with my keyboard or like my movement input. So I can attack like this if I want. So the chain would go something like this. If I want, I can control it this way. So it's not necessarily dependent on the mouse anymore. You can just control where you want to attack based on your keyboard, or you just your movement inputs. That'll be it for today. So experiment with different weapons, see what kind of combos you can chain into. Some combos really enable you to kind of mess things up really well. Some feel more fluid, some feel more smooth. This will change from weapon type to weapon type. So experiment, see what you like, and yeah, I hope this was helpful. So thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.